Welcome to my channel, and this channel is for you to empower you with the skills so that you can be able to manage your money. It is just the basics of managing money. Why did I come up with this channel? I work with a lot of people in different institutions and in different places, and every now and then you hear someone saying, "Oh, we're getting paid next week. Are we?" And then I wondered, why do people keep on asking why we are getting paid? Then I realized that people live from pay package to pay package, and therefore they have to know when the money is coming in because they have debt to pay. People work so hard, but they are controlled by debt. Either they are indebted by the bank or they are paying some other debt, and therefore they cannot manage their money. Money manages them, or therefore the debt manages them. My name is Jane N. Hughes, and I am the author and publisher of The Basics of Managing Money. Keep it simple to build savings.
Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly.
There is this perception that to manage money, you must be rich, and that's not the case. Whether you are rich or poor, you should be able to manage your money and live within your comfort zone. However, this perception have made people not to know how much money is coming in their account or how much money is going into out of their account, and all they do is to live, and it's called survival because the debt is actually overwhelming them. So let us look how many of you do know how much money goes out of the account every month. I bet not many. You have given your account to the banks and to other places where they just remove money from your account. So as money comes in, it just goes out as well as it is coming in. So let us just look at the basics, the very basics of managing money, because it is not rocket science. It's just a really simple thing, and everyone should be able to manage their money without any issues. So let us have a look at the first thing you have to be able to do to be able to have those basics. You are in Australia, Africa, Asia, it does not matter. The principles of managing money are just all the same in the world over. You do not have to have financial degree to be able to manage your money, but you can be able to have a little bit of mathematics to be able to know that this money comes in and these ones go out, and therefore you can be able to balance. So I live in Australia, and we are paid relatively not too bad. However, life is also very expensive. And therefore, when I came to this country, the first thing I realized was I had no idea about what happens. I am going to work, I'm getting paid, there is all these new systems which I didn't know, and therefore I decided to be able to manage my own money, I had to have a plan. And what made me think of that plan is because I visited a shop to get a phone. And when I went to get a phone, I've never had a debt in my life, and I still don't have a debt in my life. And when I visited a shop, and the lady said, "You have to go on a plan." And I thought, why do I need a plan for a phone? And she said, "That's the way it is here. You have to go on a plan." And I realized, oh, that is putting me into a debt I really do not need, or I will not be able to control myself. And therefore, I declined and I said, I just want a prepaid phone, cheap as I could, because I was new and I was starting to establish our life here. So the first thing to be able to manage money is to be able to have a list of what you do. So for the first 6 months when I landed in Australia was to write every penny I used, every money I used on chewing gum, going out, transport, insurance, school fees, everything I used, I had to write it down. And I did this for 6 months. And why 6 months? It might seem like a long time, but it's actually not a long time, because I went back in those 6 months and I had a look at my expenditure and I could see where my money was going. And therefore, I could also go back and have a look at what was coming into my account. But that is another story. So the first thing you have to do is to be able to document every penny you use, whether it thing. And remember, documenting is just not you. It is you, your husband. If you give children money to go out Friday Pie Day, you write it down. If you give them to go on a trip, then you write it down. So it is every penny which leaves the house or the account, it has to be accounted for. And within 6 months, you really have a good, fair indication as to how much money you spend and where you spend your money most. For example, if I take 5 coffee in a day, then I will be able to see within 6 months how much money have I spent with coffee. If I go out every Friday or Saturday for that matter, how much money did I spend going out and all that? And don't forget, this is not to mean that you cannot live. You still can relatively live your life and enjoy it to the fullest. However, you have maybe sometimes to reduce the expenditure or what you spend on. If you go out for 5 days in a month, then maybe you can say you can go 3 days. And the whole point of documenting for those 6 months is to be able to see the highlight of where you spend your money, making maybe adjustment later when you do your budget so that you can be able to live within your means. And therefore, documenting for the first 6 months is the first step to managing money. And that is the basics of managing money. See you in my next video. Please like, subscribe, and comment so that I know what you're thinking.